That inner voice is such a skank, isn't she?
It's the meanest person ever. Like, how did that voice get so mean?
Yes.
Right? Like, I
You would
know,
never say that
horrible.
to anybody. You would
Literally
never
never.
talk to anybody that way.
Yeah, I've had to fight that inner voice so hard.
Welcome, welcome, Found at 40 friends. I am so happy you are here. So, if your body has changed, if your confidence has taken a hit, and getting dressed now feels like a highly emotional event, this episode is for you. Today's guest is Jenna Rohlfing, and she is one of those people online who instantly makes you feel more seen, more normal, and honestly, a little more excited to get dressed. Jenna is a former speech language pathologist turned content creator centered around mid-size fashion who didn't plan on building a platform around body confidence and style, but life had other plans. During COVID, she was home with her kids sharing everyday life online when her body changed quickly as a result of autoimmune changes. Her confidence took a hit and she found herself in a season that so many women know but rarely say out loud. Not recognizing yourself, feeling uncomfortable in your clothes, and wondering how getting dressed now brings up so many feels. But instead of hiding, Jenna got honest. She started sharing about her body changes, her confidence loss, buying new sizes, what it looked like to find herself again. And women showed up. Postpartum moms, women who are also navigating autoimmune changes, women in burnout, women in midlife, just so many women saying, yes, me too. So now Jenna shares relatable mid-size outfit ideas and confidence-building tips that feel like it's your funniest friend telling you the truth while also helping you get your life together. So in this episode, we're talking body changes, we're talking confidence, style, people-pleasing, turning 40, how to rebuild your relationship with yourself from the inside out. So if you are in a season of change, if your confidence feels shaky, or you just want to feel more like yourself again, stick around. This episode is for you. This is going to be a good one. So let's get into it. Jenna, welcome to Found at 40.
I'm so excited to be here, and that intro was so fun. It almost made me like tear up.
Oh, just like hearing your story.
Yes, because I feel like if I heard that intro, I would be glued into this episode. Like, I want to hear all that stuff too.
Yeah, like honestly, I feel like when I first found you, can I tell you how I first found you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it was a post that you put on Instagram, and this is what it said. It said, "Dear algorithm, bring me all the elder millennial moms who are finally in the life stage to focus on them, especially if they are mid-size, love affordable fashion, doses of real life, and getting a good deal." Like,
yes.
Instagram did its job. It found me, and I was like,
I love that.
boom, follow, because I get served up a lot of weird stuff,
Right.
And so I'm just kind of like, Instagram, you're crazy.
Exactly.
But
yes.
yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad that post found you. I think that was a trial reel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And
because
those-
like they go to people who are non-followers, right?
Yes. And those bring me some of my best followers, I think.
Honestly, because it's like Instagram, I feel like it's crazy in a lot of ways and probably is like the best and the worst thing
Right.
for your life in a lot of ways.
100%. Yes.
But when it actually like brings somebody, it's like, woo!
Yep.
So for anyone who is new to you, can you describe what you do and what people can expect when they land on your page?
Yes. So like you said in the intro, I found myself in a season right after I was postpartum where I rapidly gained 30 pounds. And that shook my confidence. I was never like a teeny tiny girl, but I always was around like a size 6'8". And so when I found myself in a size 14, I was like, what is happening here? And that shook my confidence. And I had to figure out how I was going to get up every day when I didn't feel like myself, when I didn't recognize myself in the mirror. And you wouldn't think that that's that big of a deal, but it really did change who I felt like. And when I started sharing those feelings about how I was feeling, I found a lot of women feel that way sometimes. And whether you're postpartum or you're going through perimenopause or a life change. And so when people come to my page, I want them to feel like I'm their best friend. I really do want to connect with my followers. I want to talk to you in DMs. I want you to feel like you can come to me and chat. Also, I want you to leave my page feeling more confident, feeling like, oh, well, maybe I could wear that swimsuit, or maybe I could wear denim shorts like Jenna does, and she's my size and she looks good in them. So like maybe I can too. And so I really just want people to walk away really feeling like they found a home.
Absolutely. And I feel like so many times, at least for me, I struggle with, oh, my body doesn't look like whatever, like on the advertisement or, the kind of the bodies that get a lot of attention on through the media, or just even when you're like online shopping.
100%.
You go on Amazon and you see the shirt and it's like all on this very specific size. And I'm like, of course, everything's going to look good on her. Like,
exactly. And I want to show like trendy stuff, like why some trends won't work on every single body. And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with your body. It's a problem with the clothing.
Yeah.
Like it's not you, it's the clothes.
For
and
sure.
I really want that to be a message that you come across on my page.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm a fairly new follower. I have not been around since day one. I was sometime in 2026 that I found you, and I was like, yes, this girl. So let's rewind a little bit to the chapter before like all of this, because the way you got here is such a huge part of like why people are connecting with you. So can you talk a little bit more in detail about like what life was like before content creator life and kind of how you got there?
Sure. So I was a speech language pathologist by trade. And when I had my first baby, who's 11 and a half now, I decided to go PRN or as needed. And I was working mostly like full time, like 4 to 5 days a week, PRN. And once I had my second baby, I had really bad postpartum depression. She was a very difficult baby. She did not like to be left with babysitters. And so I really cut back on my work as a speech therapist. And I just slowly kind of worked my way down. I was working like 1 day a week, then a couple days a month. And then I went down to 1 day a month, Sundays, especially after I had my third baby. And I loved working in the hospital. I really, really did. And I guess I never really considered when I started sharing what we were doing as a family during COVID, I didn't really expect it to become a job. Like, I was just kind of sharing what we were doing. I had a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old at the time. And I thought, well, this might be kind of fun to share like our sensory bin or I don't know what we were doing.
Surviving.
Yeah, exactly. And I just never really expected it to take off. I don't know what I thought, but I definitely didn't think it was going to be this.
Yeah, that it would become full-time career.
Like who
providing
would have
for
ever
your
thought?
family.
Exactly. Like that's bananas to me. It still doesn't feel like my life.
I love that because there are a lot of people, when you go into these creative type jobs and you kind of like find yourself in it, it's not like you applied for the position and, somebody hired you. It's like, oh, this is something that just grew and grew and grew.
Yes.
And then you realize like, hey, this can actually be a thing. But like
yes.
In preparation for this episode, I asked you, like in the book of Jenna, what you would call the chapter right before this pivot in your life. And you did not disappoint. You said, who is she and why are my genes mad at me?
Yes. Exactly.
I love that. So like, tell me about that season, because like the body change will throw anyone for a loop. And especially in your situation where it's like the math is not mathing so much, where it's not like, oh, I've been eating like a crazy person and I've been sedentary. And of course the result is going to be body changes. But you had something completely different. Like, can you dive in a little more?
Sure. So when I had my first 2 babies, I bounced back to my pre-baby weight very quickly. I was breastfeeding. And in fact, after my second baby, I got to be like skin and bones from breastfeeding. So I just figured when I
were one of those.
I was. I know. I was one of those girls. And then I had my third baby and I was the same weight when he was 1 year old. I was the same weight I was the day I left the hospital. And I am a elder millennial, grew up in diet culture. I have been tracking every morsel of food that has gone into my mouth since I was 14 years old.
One lean cuisine at a time.
Exactly. Like the fact that I was gaining weight so rapidly made 0 sense.
Yeah.
And I went to establish with a primary care physician who was also happened to be in functional medicine. And I was talking about kind of these symptoms that I was having. I also had horrible fatigue.
Okay.
I mean, to the point where I would stand at the bottom of the stairs of my 2-story house and think, I can't get up those stairs. Like I'm going to have to sit here because I cannot climb those stairs. And I was talking to the nurse practitioner that I was trying to establish myself with. And I was telling her about how I had this bad joint pain. And she said, oh, you probably jammed your fingers. And I thought, I think I would know if I like jammed my fingers bad enough that my joints hurt so bad.
Yeah, you would know there was an event.
Right. And on both of my hands, like I'm sure that I would remember that. But I just thought, maybe I, you think
Maybe in your like newborn, young kids haze, could you have...
right. I was like, maybe I did. Okay. All right. And then I remember her telling me, well, you probably are eating more calories than you need to be. And I remember thinking that same thing. Lady, I am not overeating. Okay. I know how many calories are going into my body. And it turned out I don't think I was overeating. I was probably honestly undereating
Yeah.
and not fueling my body. I have learned so much about fueling my body and making my body feel good and calories and all of that thing. I've learned so much through my journey. But yeah, it didn't add up. And sure enough, my work came back and they said, well, you have Hashimoto's. And I said, what? And it's an autoimmune disease that basically your thyroid starts attacking itself. It thinks that it's the problem in your body. And so most people become hypothyroid, which is where the weight gain is coming from. But it's just your body's full of inflammation. So most of my weight gain was true inflammation. And I still struggle with that. I'm doing much, much better. But that's what was going on. And it was crazy because that was not on my radar at all.
Yeah. And like generally speaking, how does something like that come up? And then also, how does one treat it? Just like in the most broad sense.
Yeah. So autoimmune is so fascinating. I mean, we could make a whole episode on autoimmune, right? There's so many different root causes to autoimmune, but most people with Hashimoto's, they think it comes from either like a chronic viral infection, like I had mono when I was 17, and that could have, oh, yep. And so that virus can actually just like live in your body and kind of wreak havoc over years and years.
Oh,
so
great.
they think, yeah, I know, right? So they think, yep, I know, it's just wonderful, right? So they think there's that. I have a family history, a pretty significant family history of autoimmune.
Okay.
And then, like little T trauma. So I didn't experience any, what we think of as like huge traumatic events in my life, but that kind of little T trauma that we're still trying to like unlearn and unpack as millennials, I think that definitely can like live inside your body and again, wreak havoc and cause these autoimmune issues, specifically within Hashimoto's. So the treatment for that, I've tried all different things. I take an anti-inflammatory medication. I take something to support my thyroid, but really, and I hate to say this, but it's so true, is diet. The diet is the biggest way to treat this. Avoiding inflammatory foods. And there's foods that are inflammatory that we don't really think of as inflammatory. My biggest triggers are gluten, dairy, and I can tell the minute I have that, I swell up like a balloon.
Like your fingers
it's
are
crazy.
just like, something's happening.
Can't move.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And alcohol.
Okay.
So getting rid of alcohol, lowering stress, moving your body slowly. That was the other thing I was doing when I rapidly gained weight. I was doing 75 hard, where you work out twice a day. I was doing a ton of cardio, and now I don't do any cardio. I really focus on strength training because that's the best for inflammation. Cardio causes inflammation in your body. So does strength training to an extent. But reducing the inflammation in your body overall is the treatment.
Okay. So, I mean, your body is doing something unexpected. You've got this weight gain, but it's like you still need to live your life and you don't want to just be like feeling not at home in your body. Like, how did that translate to, okay, I need to figure out how to dress myself and I also need to figure out this confidence piece too. Can we kind of move into that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have a very specific moment where I realized I can be doing all the things right, but part of this is mental too. Like, I will never drop any pounds if I'm sitting here hating my body. And I remember like rolling over in my bed and feeling like, ugh, like everything's moving with me, like, ugh, and just feeling yuck in my skin. And I thought, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, we're not doing this anymore. We are going to get up and we're going to change things because we can. And I just started with literally complimenting myself. And compliment is probably the wrong word. I was thanking my body for being here. Like, I'd go for a walk and I'd think, well, thank you for my heart beating and my legs to move and the fact that I get to be outside and enjoy this beautiful day. And so I started with like the silliest little compliments until I believed them.
Yeah.
Myself.
Well, I feel like that's so profound though, because it's simple. It's not easy always,
Right.
but it's not anything complicated. So like, yeah, and I feel like building that, those positive affirmations and like finding the way, it doesn't have to be like complimenting yourself, like you are the most beautiful human that's alive. Like
Right.
not necessarily that, but like finding the ways where it feels genuine and true to you. When you were starting that, did it feel super awkward? Were you like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh?
Yes. It felt so weird. And it was kind of hard to believe. My inner voice would fight back with that compliment of like, but you don't actually deserve to be complimented because you're gross or, you know,
Ah, that inner
you're not.
voice is such a skank, isn't she?
It's such the meanest person ever. Like, how did that voice get so mean? Right?
Yes.
Like, I
You would
know,
never say that
horrible.
to anybody. You would
Literally
never
never.
talk to anybody that way.
Yeah, I've had to fight that inner voice so hard.
Yeah. So you were saying like first compliments were really little. Thank you
Yeah.
for legs that can walk. I mean, gosh, one thing that I did and I shared, I think it was right around Thanksgiving time, but it was like imagine yourself, you wake up, you're 80 years old and you wake up in your 40-year-old body and like
Hmm.
how that kind of practice can really shift your mindset of like, gosh, when I'm 80, everything is going to be so much more difficult. You
Right.
know,
Right.
life will be
Right.
so different. And so it's like shifting that perspective. I mean, that's not like the cure all, but like, for one day, it might really be the thing that gets you through.
And just changing that mindset is so powerful.
When you were doing that, like what changed first? I mean, was it your confidence, your clothes, your inner voice? Like what kind of was the order of that?
It was that inner voice for sure. I think that's still the case too, is just quieting that mean girl that's inside of us, or at least inside of me.
I would say
That
all
has
of us have it.
yeah. That I think a lot of women do have that mean voice that has kind of centered our worth around what we look like, how much we weigh, what we wear, and kind of quieting that voice and changing that inner voice to recognizing that our worth is not in the physical part and really, how am I treating people? And it's definitely that inner voice that needed to change first. I don't think you can change anything until you change that inner voice. I think a lot of people can see past the like exterior if you aren't confident. I think people can pick up on that. So even if you have like the most perfect outfit on, but you're not feeling good
Yeah.
about yourself, I think a lot of people can see through that. And I think that
Yeah.
it takes that real inner voice to really have that confidence on the outside.
Well, what is it? It's like I can't even say his name. Roald Dahl. It's kind of like a
Oh,
name that's like the
uh-huh.
roar the roar. If you ever
Yeah.
watch that 30 Rock, but yeah, Roald Dahl. He had a quote that's like, if you have good thoughts or whatever, it's like it doesn't matter if you have stick out teeth or you've got a big nose or whatever. It's like if you have good thoughts, like everything's gonna come out looking like sunbeams. I'm
Yes.
butchering that quote.
But exactly, yes.
If you're always thinking negative, 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 it's like that really is something that the energy that gets picked up on, just the
Yep.
way you present. And so figuring out the inner, that is key. That is the foundation before any outer.
And it sounds silly to sit here and say that because I think a lot of us do know that that's the case. But to actually be practicing it every day, I think is a lot harder
Yeah.
than we think it might be.
Well, and you think, oh, I'm in my 40s. Like, shouldn't I have this figured out by now? Like, these are the things that the middle schoolers and the high
Yes,
schoolers are struggling with. And it's like, I don't know when it stops, but it doesn't stop at 40. I'll tell
a
you
hundred
that.
percent, 100%. I would think that this would stop, but yeah, no, we're not there yet.
Not there yet. No, no. So you're saying that inner work, that is key. That is number one. But when you are going and doing that inner work, it starts naturally showing up in the outer, in the way that you've been getting dressed. Let's talk about that. When you're in a
Yep,
place where you're getting in a better place, first, you're figuring out your health, or you're at least on the road to that.
right.
You're starting to really take care of yourself and your soul and your spirit and how you are talking to yourself. When you started sharing, style for mid-sized women, I mean, that took off quick. Can you
It did.
talk a little bit about that and why you think it connected so fast?
I think the reason that it took off so fast was because I think every woman has felt like that. Like, regardless of their size, I think that there's a lot of women that have felt that change in their body, have felt not confident, and have struggled with getting dressed and like trying to figure out what the next step looks like.
Yeah, because why do my pants hate me?
Literally. Why? Why do none of these pants fit me? And a big hurdle for me was like getting over myself and buying the size 14 pants, you know, going from a size 8 to a 14 and just being like, who cares? Like literally nobody's looking at the tag in my pants except for me. I'm the only one that knows what this size is. And at the end of the day, who cares what size my pants are? Like that's not making or breaking who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And so get over it. Like buy the pants that fit. Stop squeezing into the clothes that don't fit, that you don't feel good in, and buy the bigger clothes. Like get over yourself. This is like what I'm telling myself, right? I'm not yelling at the people listening, but myself, like get over it. Like it's okay.
And then also kind of realize that you're not the problem. A lot of times these stupid clothing companies that it's like, oh, a size 14 in 10 different brands are all going to feel different. You know, that second round of self-punishment of like, well, I sized up and it works in this, but now this is too small. And let's like start that whole wheel of self-loathing.
Yes. And why can men go to any store? I say this about my husband all the time. He can walk into Goodwill. He can walk into the nicest brand store anywhere in the mall and he buys a 34. Why am I a size extra small to 2XL? Like tell me how that makes sense.
It makes absolutely no sense, and don't understand, and I feel like it's some ploy from all of the clothing designers and the manufacturers to be like, we're going to keep these women on their toes because they're the ones spending the money.
Exactly.
So let's make everything difficult.
So hard. Yes.
Oh my
gosh. It is maddening. Because, I mean, I own a size extra small to triple XL.
For the same body. For the exact same body. And I've bought jeans from the same brand and they'll all fit different. And I'll need a different size in different styles of jeans too. But men, I bought my husband different style of jeans too. And he's still a 34. Yeah. My husband's been like a 32-30 forever. And it's just like, who are you?
Probably since college, right?
Seriously. Yeah. And we can go on a whole nother rant. Hey, ladies. If this episode is already hitting home, go ahead and follow Found at 40 so you don't miss what's next. And send this episode to a friend. You know, the one that's currently in a toxic relationship with her jeans, her inner troll, or both. Consider this your loving reminder to buy the pants that fit, stop taking fashion personally, and come hang out with me here at Found at 40. Follow the show, share the episode, and let's keep finding ourselves, one emotionally charged outfit at a time. What is something you want women to stop doing when they're shopping or getting dressed? Like, what should they stop doing, and what do you want them to do instead?
I have watched me and my friends do this. I've done like a couple shopping parties at a boutique, and everybody does the same thing. And it's they put on these clothes and then they look in the mirror and they tear themselves apart. It's what we all do it. All of us. Yep, every single one. I've watched my friends who have rockin' bods, right? Like the most perfect bodies rip themselves apart when we're shopping as a group and trying on clothes. Oh, my legs look so chubby in this, or, you know, oh, I look terrible in this. I could never wear that. Maybe you should try it because I look bad in this. We got to stop that. We have to stop that. Like collectively as a group, we have to stop tearing ourselves apart because that's part of the problem, right? It's like what we do when we try on clothes. That's like the norm. I think we need to stop doing that as a group.
The thing that just came to me is like, okay, we talk about, you know, having an online presence and there being the internet trolls, but like you have your inner troll. Tell 100%. The troll, like, stop feeding the troll.
Go away.
Like your inner troll, go away. Go away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't need the engagement from my inner troll.
Absolutely. Like you're not saying
you're not
thanks
helping.
for blessing my algorithm. No, just
exactly.
like go back where you came from.
We really don't need you. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's in realizing it, it's like whether you're a size 00 or you're a size like 30, I don't know, anywhere in between. It's like,
right.
No matter what, you're going to find something that you don't like. But let's find the things you do like. Find the things that make you shine.
Yes.
You know, you really like this one thing, like emphasize it.
Let's focus on that. Yep.
And don't feed whatever insecurity. It doesn't mean you have to say like, act like you're not insecure about things, but what are you feeding?
Exactly. And I think finding that thing you like I know that I would rather show my legs off than my arms. And so I try to gravitate now that I figured that out, I try to gravitate to things that are going to make my legs, emphasize my legs and make those stand out, and maybe cover my arms or my belly, an area that I don't love. And so that the area that I do like more can shine.
Absolutely. One thing, just random, but like figuring out what works for you. Have you gotten your little season color match? Have you done the scarf thing?
Yes, I have. And that was very fun. And mine included like dressing for your body shape. I'm a rectangle. So figuring out how to dress a rectangle body. And so there are some trends that just don't work. Like I can't wear wide leg pants. And it's not because there's something wrong with me. It's that those don't help my rectangle body shape look better. And
I mean, it's like if you wanted to wear them, like go off, do 100%. That. Do whatever you want. But visually, when you look at like proportions and silhouette and whatever, like golden ratio, whatever, like if you want to play to that, there's certain fits that work a little bit better.
That
certain
work
fits
better.
that you're like, you know?
Exactly. And so I know that flare jeans, boot cut jeans are going to look better on the rectangle body with like something that's going to accentuate my shoulders to make the middle look smaller. So now that's what I go for when I'm picking out dresses or outfits for something that I really want to look good for.
I tried on barrel jeans recently. Oh. I did not buy them. Let me tell you. Love barrel jeans for some people. Like,
they look so cute on some people.
But for me, I was just like, I look bow-legged. And this is not emphasizing anything good. It's just like...
I am so jealous of the girls that can wear those barrel jeans because they look so flipping cute in them.
So cute.
Me? Not so much. But yes, those girls that look good in them, they should be buying them because they look so cute.
Buy all the barrel jeans.
Yes, you wear them because I want to and I can't.
I know. Oh my gosh. So like when you think about getting dressed, it's never really just about the clothes, right? It pulls on identity, it pulls on confidence and how much we care about what other people think.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah. It's like we want to act like we don't care what people think. And I feel like as I've getting older, the level of care is definitely going down compared to, peak levels. However, it still is something that goes through my mind. So you shared on your Instagram, you shared this carousel of like 5 reasons you don't need other people's approval. Can you take a minute and walk us through?
I personally have never been a huge people pleaser. When my husband and I were reading through these, he was like, "Oh, that's funny because you're not really a people pleaser." And that is true. He is like the quintessential people pleaser, wants everybody to like him, would never rock the boat, would never say anything out of turn because he wants everybody to like him. I'm a little bit more willing to ruffle some feathers, but at the end of the day, I have cared, especially in the past, what people think of me. I used to be real insecure about like if people took what I was saying wrong or if I wasn't coming off in the right way. And I feel like I've learned so much about that. And one being that people's opinions of you is not always accurate. It's usually a projection from their end. And so just because somebody thinks this about you doesn't mean it's fact. Like one thing I've learned about that is that we really only internalize things that we think might be true. So if somebody came up to you and was like, "I don't like your green hair. Your green hair is ugly." You'd be like, "Okay, I don't have green hair," right? Like you wouldn't even entertain that idea because you know that it's not true. Exactly. So you'd be like, "Okay, that's a weird thing that you said." Yeah. But if they said something that you might think is true,
or something that already kind of plays on something that you're already a little bit fragile on. Say if I was self-conscious about my teeth or something.
Right.
If somebody was like, said something snarky.
Yep.
That would
and then you might be like,
stab you right to the heart.
Exactly. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody's opinion doesn't make it fact. And we can really think about that. Like, is it true about me? Like, is my green hair ugly? And you can really take some time to think about that and realize that it probably isn't. And there might be a reason that they're saying that has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And a lot of times, like, there's something going on with them that it's like, okay, they're kind of triggered by, there's something that you're doing that kind of brings up something that is going on in them. And so they see you doing it it has them feeling up in arms, and so they're irritated, but it's like, that's about them. That's a them problem, not a you
Exactly.
problem.
I try to always like use that when I'm like wondering, like if somebody says something a little snarky to me, I'm like, wait, hold on. And I really try to analyze that a little bit and probably more than I need to. But, am I doing something that's unkind or is this true? And really run it through that lens. And then if I figure out, you know what, no, that actually didn't have anything to do with me. That was them having a problem. It's a lot easier to deal with. And then I think in that carousel, I was also talking about playing it small.
Yeah, what does that look like?
Yeah, just like blending in and not putting yourself out there. And I did that for years. And I don't know that it benefited me in any way, shape, or form. I think once I decided to play big by going out there and showing the world who I am, that's when I feel like things got better for me.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many good things at the top of Cringe Mountain. We have
Yes.
to climb Cringe Mountain sometimes.
And the next point is that approval doesn't pay my bills. Like exactly, like me being cringy,
Whoever,
is pay-
whatever the definition
exactly,
of cringy is,
exactly. That's paying my bills. So
Yeah, it's like,
I guess like
that
at the
sent
end
me
of the
to
day,
Disney World, so
exactly.
thank
So
you.
I'm, maybe me being cringe isn't such a bad thing. And really, I mean, is it really cringy too? Like what's the definition of cringe, right?
Exactly. I feel like if you think of the spectrum of like confident and sure is one spectrum, and then the other is when you're feeling less confident. That's when you're feeling like that is cringe.
Probably,
But it's like you
yes.
can be doing the same thing, and one person's like, "Oh my goodness, she is rocking it. She is so confident. That's so cool." But then the other person on the insecure end of the spectrum would be like, "Oh, cringe." Like.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's
I think that's
completely
100% right.
subjective.
And again, that's none of my business, right? Like how you are perceiving me, that's none of my business. You just
Exactly.
can comment away and build my algorithm. And then really that the right people, they don't need convincing that
Yeah.
you are who you are, that you are coming from places of good intentions, that you are a good person to have in their life. And I have seen that in my life. Like the right people, they don't need to be convinced. They already know it. They already see it and they support that.
Exactly. Whether it's the people that you know in real life or the people who are just online that are like,
Exactly.
follow. It's like
Exactly.
those are the ones where it's like, okay, you get my vibe. I don't have to be someone that I'm not, or
Right.
you don't have to like cater to what they want you to be.
100%. Because I don't have to be everybody's cup of tea. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like if you don't like my content, you don't have to follow me. Like nobody's forcing you to follow me. I hope that you like what I'm putting out there. And of course, I'm trying to make content that people like. Like that's the point of making content. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. I don't follow everybody. There's people that I don't follow because their content's not for me. And I think that's okay. When you figure out who you are, I think that confidence then comes out and
Yeah.
really just people can see it and then that gets reinforced and it becomes part of you.
Yeah. So you talked about kind of people pleasing and you find your people, but you learned kind of a lesson the hard way a little bit. You had a friend that you thought was kind of a genuine friend, and then you found out, wait a second, something's not great.
Yeah, so this wasn't somebody that's like one of my best friends. She's somebody that kind of like runs in our same circle. I'm acquaintances with her. I've texted with her, gone out for drinks, but not like one of my best friends. If this was one of my best friends, I think this situation would have absolutely devastated me. But what happened in this situation was I was actually defending this woman. I was actually in a group of women and her name came up and I was like, guys, listen, like we don't need to be talking about her. And one of my friends goes, okay, Jenna, I can't do this anymore. You cannot defend her. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, she has said some terrible things about you. And I was like, okay. And she's like, told me what happened, which was that she had made a video mocking my Instagram and how I talk about my size and my confidence, like basically mocking my page, and had sent it to a few people. I don't know if it's like jealousy or insecurity on her end. And I
Yeah.
think if it had been anybody else, I think it would have hurt me so bad. But the fact that it came from this woman just made me feel like, okay, again, here we
Kind
go.
of sad
Like,
for her though, that it's like
yes,
this is where she's operating.
yes. Like I felt bad for her in this situation
Yeah.
because I knew that it was coming from a pain point for her. I also was kind of glad that it happened to me just because, like I said at the beginning, I have thick skin and I feel like I can handle this kind of stuff. I think that other people who are not as like secure in what they're sharing or what they do, it could have been really devastating to somebody. But I am genuine in what I'm sharing. I'm genuine in who I am. And so that's not going to shake me or change me or change anything that I'm doing, because I know that there are more women that are benefiting from my content and they're building confidence on their own and they're feeling better about their bodies because I'm sharing. And so one hater, I feel like maybe comes with the territory. I don't know.
And you're not always confronted with, oh, this hater is somebody that I know in real life.
Right,
But
right.
that's just kind of the nature of it.
It is. And again, you feel bad for people. You're like, oh, that's kind of actually embarrassing on your end because now I have this viral reel about it too.
I know.
And I guess she had said something too about me having fake followers. And I was like, well, now I have 6,000 new followers just from this one reel. So I guess, yeah,
joke's
like
on you.
joke's literally on you. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it was a kind of an interesting situation.
Well, and I just love that it's like you're not chasing the approval necessarily. You're just like, I know who I am. And so if you have an issue with me, like, that's fine. That's on you. Like,
It is. Yeah. I mean, really, it didn't change my content at all. That was like another kind of add into my confidence bucket of like, I'm still going to show up and be who I am. And people responded so well to that,
yeah.
that it almost like helped fill my bucket more than.
So really, it's like, thank you.
Right.
I don't know if you're like a Taylor Swift person, but
Yeah.
there's one of her songs that she said like, thank you, Amy, a song, and it's very much pointed at Kim Kardashian. It's like,
Yes.
you did this thing, like you thought you were gonna destroy me, but actually you kind of helped build things even more. So
100%.
thank you.
Yes, exactly. And I think we all have the choice that we can make about situations like that, because I think what happened with why that went so viral too is because I think no matter who you are, even if you're not a content creator, you've had something like that happen. You've had a mean girl do something mean to you and try to knock you down. And everybody wants to respond in a way that's the best way possible. And I think that's why so many people related to it, even though it wasn't a situation that probably a lot of people have been in.
Yeah.
You've been in a similar situation with a hater in your life at some point.
Yeah,
And
of somebody who's talking bad about you about work or the way you're parenting or
Exactly.
whatever. It's like female judgment abounds. Like that's just how it is. But
how it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And really, maybe something like this, if it would have happened when you were 22, it would have hit different than
Totally.
when you're in your 40s.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So like, I feel like this is also like a bridge to turning 40. I feel like there's a freedom that starts showing up where you just start caring less and less. I mean, you still care. You're not just like living in a vacuum of like, whatever.
Right.
But, I feel like when you're, at least what I've experienced being in 40s, it's like, okay, there is a newfound sense of feeling settled in myself, confidence that wasn't there. And I'm sure if there was something that happened that really rocked that, if I woke up tomorrow and I was like retaining water and swollen up to high heaven and nothing fit suddenly, yeah, that rocks it. But tell me, like, do you feel more confident now than you did in your 20s or 30s?
100%. It is crazy. I had always heard people say, like, once you get to your 40s, you'll feel more confident. And like literally the minute I turned 40, I was like, this is my decade. Like, I'm here for this. Like, there's just this mindset shift that happens where it's like, no, this is for me. This is my decade. I'm done. And I think it's different for everybody, but like I'm at the point, my kids are now 7, 9, and 11, and it's time to focus on Jenna. They're old enough now that like they don't need every single piece of me, right? And so it's time for me to get back in shape and focus on me and making myself the best version of me that I can be, like internally and externally. It's just like a freedom that you have. And I made a post recently on Instagram. It was like turning 40 is like being a teenager again, except for you have real confidence, of forever love, money, and actual boundaries. So it's like you have this freedom that you haven't had since you were a child or a teenager, but now with actual things in place that make your life good. If that makes
Yes.
any sense.
No, I'm going to see if there's something that I commented on yesterday. It was a different creator and I loved it so much. And I'm going to really quickly see if I can spot it. I think midlife is just becoming who you were at 15, but loving her this time.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, why am I going to cry?
I know.
So,
but for real, like, you can love that girl now. You know, you have the
Yes.
permission and the freedom and the opportunity to really love on that girl inside of you. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful part.
freeing. It's
So
freeing.
freeing.
Oh my gosh.
And just to let go of some of those insecurities and those things that maybe were true about you at one point, but you can say like, that's not true about me anymore. Like I've worked on myself. I've done the work internally, and I know that that's not true about me anymore. So if you want to still think that, go for it. But that's not me anymore.
Yeah, just kind of like separating yourself from like, if you want to think that I'm, still high school Jenna who maybe did this thing that was kind of crappy, or high school
Right.
Chrissy, or, whatever, like you can, but you don't have to change their minds.
Right.
And that's
exactly. You can think that if you want.
Tell me, I kind of want to talk more about like confidence, because I'm loving
Yeah.
this, because I feel like that is something that you really, really do put out. I mean, yes, you're here for the style, you're here for like the really great looks and like the style inspiration, but also like I love the confidence that you are sharing. So like for the woman who's saying, I want this freedom that you have, that you are not so concerned, like let's get practical. You've shared 5 ways that you've boosted your confidence. Can we dive in?
Yes, let's do it. So one is stop dressing for that goal body. Like we got to stop saying, oh, I'll buy the jeans when I lose 10 pounds or I'll lose 15 pounds, because chances are that's probably like not very realistic right at this moment. And so buy the jeans, wear the outfit, and try to be content where you are right now. And really, like the things that I had talked about before, really try to work on accentuating those things that you do like. Also, social media is so powerful in the way that it can make you think. So unfollow those accounts that aren't making you feel good.
Okay,
If you're leaving,
yes.
if you're leaving these accounts and you think I could never wear that, or ugh, she just shared that, and I don't know, those feelings that don't make you feel good, unfollow. There's no
Absolutely.
need to follow these people that don't make you feel good. There's a
No.
million accounts to choose from.
There's so many ones that will like, and it's like if those are the accounts, that feel true to you. Like for me, I chose to unfollow the people who are kind of the aspirational type of
Right.
life influencer. Like if you're talking about your new Birkin and you're slinging links for those luxury goods, like love that for you, but that's not for me, because that doesn't add to my life or make me feel good in any way. So like,
Exactly.
yeah, time to take a little audit. And yes, they might be like fun brain candy, but like, how do you feel afterwards? And if you don't feel good about your life afterwards, like that's a real good sign.
100%. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Yep. And dressing for comfort. And I don't mean like wearing sweatpants. Like I think there's a way to be comfortable in your clothes and wear comfortable clothes, but still like elevate it as well. Like switching out even like flare leggings for like a regular legging or something like that. Making sure that you have comfortable undergarments, like making sure that your bra feels good and fits
Yes.
good, and your underwear fits good and feels good. Like those things to me are so important in how I feel in my clothes.
Even if you're saying like, okay, I can't do a wardrobe overhaul or anything like that, but it's like, if you think, do my underwear pinch at the waist? Like, does it feel
Right.
uncomfortable? Like, let's start there. Start
Yes.
with those basic things.
Exactly. And size up in your underwear if you need to. Like, it's okay.
So, Jenna, what is another thing that you have said to yourself to boost your confidence?
Stop hiding and just be me. And I am me. Like people have said this multiple times. I'm the same in real life than I am online, because this is who I am. And I don't want my page to be fake. Like I want to be real in this world of fake social media. I just am who I am. And again, you can follow me or you cannot. Like that's okay with me. But I'm going to be me. And
Yeah.
so take it or leave it. And then the final one is probably the most important one to me, and that's talking to myself like I'd talk to my daughter. That has been a huge eye-opener for me. Like my mom and my grandma still tear their bodies apart. They are 70 and 91. And my grandma,
91.
She's 91 years old and she's still like, my parents bought her like a scooter for her independent living. And she returned it because she said, well, it made me look like an old lady. Like at the end of the day, we are just a girl, right? Like we are just girls that want to look our best and feel our best. And I don't think it changes at any age. But they do. They'll still tear themselves apart. My grandma will order clothes off Amazon and she'll be like, oh, this doesn't look good on me. I'm returning it. And like, it's because I look, whatever her problem is. And
it's because you don't look 21 anymore?
Right.
Okay,
right,
Grandma.
Because you're 91, right. And I just don't want my daughter's memories of me being that I don't like the way I look in a swimsuit. I want her to remember me at the beach playing with her, or like not focused on if I have cellulite on my legs. Like,
or like
I don't
have
want
to stay covered up, have to be,
exactly.
Nobody
like
look at my legs.
Right. And people tell her all the time that she's my mini. And so I'm very careful about loving myself, because if she thinks that she's my miniature and I don't like me, then how could I possibly love her? Mm-hmm. And I think that has been such an important part of my journey, is just making sure that I love me so that she can see that I love me.
I love that. So, because it's like I have a daughter, she's 9, and it's like I want her to think that she is beautiful. She is beautiful. She's strong. She's so many things. And it's like the world is going to, chip away at her enough. I don't want her to get any connection from like, oh, mom doesn't love her body. So,
right.
There must be something wrong with mine.
Exactly. And so I try really hard, as like uncomfortable as it is, I try really hard not to like cover up when they like walk in the room. And that's sometimes really hard, but just like letting myself be who I am and what my body looks like is just how it is.
One of my very favorite, I don't know if you watched Schitt's Creek when it was on.
I never did.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Then this is not going to hit as hard for you, but people who are listening, if you know, you know. So there's one of my favorite quotes from Schitt's Creek was from Moira Rose, who is the late Catherine O'Hara, rest in peace.
Then allow me to offer you some advice. Take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself now. You may currently think, oh, I'm too spooky. Or nobody wants to see these tiny boobies. But believe me, one day you will look at those photos with much kinder eyes and say, dear God, I was a beautiful thing. Will I? Oh, and make sure you submit those photos to the internet. Otherwise, your own children will go looking for them one day, and tragically, they won't be there.
You will look at yourself. You will be 91-year-old Jenna looking at the pictures of yourself from when you're 40. Yep. And you'll say, I was a beautiful thing. Like, why?
Right.
Why did I have any worry?
Right.
You'll look at yourself with kinder eyes. And so, look at yourself with those kinder eyes now.
Now. Exactly. Yeah. Because think about it when you look at pictures of you from college. Like, gosh, if I had this confidence in college, man, I always think
unstoppable, right?
Unstoppable. Like my life would have been so different if I could have been me now when I was 20. There's so much I feel like I could have done.
But better late than never, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. And it's never too late.
It's never too late, seriously. And it's like you can raise your children. You can be a force for good, which I feel like you absolutely are. So like before we finish up, I want to shift gears a little bit and on something fun. Are you down for some rapid fire?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, this is a influencer question. How much, you don't have to say dollar amounts, but how quantity do you buy each month? Do you actually keep? Do you actually return? You could say even percentage.
That varies month to month.
Yeah.
But I would say I keep probably I'm looking around what I've kept. This month I kept a lot of stuff that I bought because I really, really liked it. So I would say between I keep probably 25 to 50% of what I buy. But that varies.
And when you go to do your Amazon returns or whatever, do they see you coming and they're like, oh yeah, there's that girl again, making our lives miserable?
they know me. No, and they're so nice. My UPS store is literally the nicest people ever. And they're like, hey, Jenna, just here to do my returns. They know me. But sometimes I have to go to different UPSs because honestly, I'm too embarrassed to return to the same store.
You have to spread it out.
For real. Like, I'm too embarrassed. I can't go to the same UPS. There's one right down from my house, and I will drive down a trafficy road so that I don't have to go there again.
It's like the alcoholic that has to go to multiple liquor stores.
Literally. Like, I'm too embarrassed. I won't do it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, because it's like, you think about it, it's like you order things. Say you order, let's just, for round numbers, let's say you order 20 things, right? You try on 20 of them. 10 of them, you're like, absolutely not. This is horribly unflattering. Like, this is not even going to make it. But then you're trying on 10 that you're going to show online, but you're like, gosh, I don't need 10 new swimsuits this season. I might only really need to keep 2.
Exactly.
So it's like,
exactly.
Do they charge you for do they charge you for your returns?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm like waiting for that.
Oh, it's gonna happen. My college
know.
roommate just sent me a screenshot of her getting charged $2.99 for the return because she's like, she hit whatever limit. I don't know. Maybe since you're like an Amazon creator, they're like, we're gonna give her a little leeway.
I'm waiting for that day for sure.
Oh my gosh.
But I haven't reached there yet.
What is something that is kind of glam about your job and something completely not glam?
I mean, I would say the glam part is just like, even just being like recognized in public and like people being like, oh my gosh, like I follow you. That's so cool. Like,
yeah,
that part I feel like is kind of like the glam part. But I think like it's a true grind of a business. Like, and I think that's something that people don't realize about content creation. I mean, I have to meet with a financial advisor. I have to meet with a CPA. I'm learning so much about entrepreneurship and like running a small business and like the nitty gritty of like number. Like, I'm not a math girl. Okay. I don't do, that's not my thing, but I have to know like how much I'm making and how much I'm spending and what my expenses are. And I had to learn a lot about that kind of stuff. And I would say that's not the fun part. I hate tracking my expenses. I think that's boring.
You just want to like buy things and have a life that feels pretty, right? Like, don't
100%.
bother me with these details.
I can't be bothered with my P&L. I don't know. I don't know. That's your job. I don't know. Yeah.
Seriously. And I feel like content creation, I mean, it's like we have a little bit of overlap between what we do and, because it's like, okay, I have to, create some type of promotion and whatever. I don't think people realize how long it takes.
I know.
It takes so long.
There is a lot of busy kind of work, like detail work that happens behind the scenes that you don't see in a 10-second reel clip.
Yeah, that one reel, it took an hour or two of like my life.
Exactly.
What is a millennial trend that you will never let go of?
I just love like a hoop earring. Like I feel so me in a hoop, like a big old hoop earring. Like that always just makes me feel like just something. Leggings will be really hard to give up. I don't know.
What about the no-show socks? Where are you on socks?
I'm still a no-show girl. I tried crew socks. I even have a reel about how to style them as a millennial. And
no, it's like I go to the gym and you can tell how old people are based on their socks. It's like those no-shows. It's like, hello, you're my people.
You were, yeah, exactly. Okay, I know we were in high school together for sure. Yeah.
What we do at the end of every episode is we have a final 4 questions for everybody. Okay. So, Jenna, what is the first concert you went to?
Lone Star, the country band.
Baby, I'm amazed.
I saw them
by
at
you,
Illinois
right?
State. Yes, I saw them at Illinois State University with my brother.
Best concert. What was your best concert?
Hands down, Justin Timberlake. No questions
really?
asked. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was amazing.
I mean, I've seen NSYNC in concert 4 times, so like,
okay,
he is a showman. He has a talent.
Yes.
I still am like, you did Britney dirty, Justin. But know. Man, he can put on a concert.
He can. It was the best concert ever. I loved it.
Loved that. Let's see. Who would play you in a movie? Who would play Jenna in the movie version of Jenna's life?
I think I would use Katherine Heigl.
Ooh.
I think that's who I've said for years, like who I would want to play like adult me, Katherine Heigl.
I have a friend she's a dental hygienist in Park City, Utah, and she is the dental hygienist who is Katherine Heigl's dental hygienist, and she's so nice.
Oh,
she's
is
like,
she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good to know.
Yeah,
okay.
She's like, oh, she's wonderful. I mean, it's like, how well do you get to know your dental hygienist? But,
Oh, I feel like I tell my dental hygienist like everything. I feel like it's almost like my
it's like your hair girl.
Yes.
Except your mouth is
knows
open.
Everything. Right.
They're like, how's your day? And you're like,
yeah. But I do feel like I talk to mine a lot.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Okay, final question. Jenna, what have you found at 40?
I have just found freedom and peace in who I am. And I think that is like, it's my favorite thing. I love it.
Oh, it's so freeing. Just being
It really
like,
is.
I'm here. This is me.
This is me.
Jenna, I have loved this talk. Loved talking to you. Can you tell everybody where they can find you?
They can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and my website, jennaleestl.com. But yeah, generally STL across platforms, but mostly Instagram, TikTok. Oh, and Facebook, of course.
And Facebook.
Facebook.
But yeah, I mean, elder millennials, it's really Instagram's number one. So
Yes, I
for
know.
me-
I think we'll always be there, right?
Yes.
I know. I have so many friends that don't want to get on TikTok. I'm like, it's so fun. Get on TikTok.
Jenna, so glad we got to talk. Thank you so much for coming on, sharing your wisdom, sharing your experience. I've just loved chatting with you.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.